Hi everybody. Well, we all are aware of the fact that the clock is fast ticking and your JEE Main 2023 exam is almost here. I also know this is creating a lot of panic in your head. You are stressing about syllabus completion, your confidence is dipping down slowly and you're becoming hopeless, isn't it? Well, that's exactly why I'm here today, to help you come out of this situation. Let me share with you a very famous law called the Parkinson's law. Maybe many of you all are already aware of it. But let me make you understand what does that mean through a real life example. You know, back in the day when I was doing my research, I had to complete this thesis, okay? So I had 6 months left before the submission date. And I remember in the first few months, I was damn slow with my writing, with my researching. And somehow I had this rough plan ready in my head that I'm going to complete this much bit in the first month, then this much in the second month, and so on and so forth. This much the last bit in the 6th month, and then I'm going to submit it. So basically, I distributed my work in the available time, which was 6 months. But you know what? Then came a day when I had just 1 month left for submission. And I remember so vividly that my productivity in that month was skyrocketing. My efficiency increased massively. I stopped wasting time, my focus increased, and output per day increased massively. I was able to complete my submission on time, and I was able to get a very good grade at it. So I can say in short that my 80% thesis was completed in the 20% of the time, which was the last month. You know what is the moral of the story here? That instead of sitting and spending a lot of time with your thoughts of anxiety, self-doubt, stress, please start taking actions. The more actions you're going to take in the right direction, the more work is going to get done. And that is what is going to give boost to your good hormones. It will automatically elevate your confidence, and that is what will automatically kill the anxiety, kill the stress, kill the panic in your head. So people, from this point onwards, stop saying to yourself, I don't have enough time. No. You have everything that is required to kill the JEE 2023 exam, guys. So your reframed question should be, what can I do to make the most of the available time? And that is what I'm going to share with you today. Let's get started. Point number 1 is very underestimated but works wonders. Do smart work and not hard work. See, there are 2 approaches to prepare a particular topic. The first is you invest a lot of time in its theory. You watch multiple lectures on it, and once you feel confident, then you come to its question solving practice. The second approach is that you have a fair amount of idea about the theory of that topic, but you decide to aggressively solve different varieties of questions upon it, and wherever you get stuck, you again go back to that topic, visit that particular result, that concept, that idea, that formula, understand it, come back to the question, complete it, move ahead. Given the time frame, guys, we have very limited amount of time remaining, and in this time duration, I will genuinely not recommend you to put in a lot of time in the research of a particular topic or invest a lot of time in its theory. Rather, go with the second approach, because that will ensure that you are using your time efficiently. More productive outcome will be obtained, and your chances of scoring really well in your JEE Main exam, the first attempt only, are going to be super duper high. Alright? Now, one thing which I'm sure you must have heard is that winners don't do different things. They just do the same things but differently. You all want to complete the syllabus, right? That's the biggest headache right now. But the way you plan out on completing it is what creates a hell lot of difference. Now again, there are 2 approaches. The first is you can start with the easy kill topics, or rather the high ROI chapters. The chapters which require very less time, very less input from your end, but are highly rewarding. They reward you with great output. Why am I asking you to start with the easy kill topics? Because it will give a boost to your confidence. It will give you a great kickstart, okay? A momentum, that practice, that stamina, that confidence, and then you can drift yourself towards the heavier topics. But on the contrary, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel I am all charged up, completely mentally prepared and all enthusiastic to complete the syllabus, then you must start with the high weightage topics or the high weightage chapters, guys. These are not always the chapters which are quick to prepare. They will require good amount of time investment, but they acquire lion's share in the paper. The very first few chapters that I want to share with you, and you must start your preparation with them, are these. This list includes matrices and determinants, vector and 3D, application of derivative, differential equation, definite integration, and then we have 2 chapters of algebra. You have sequence, series and binomial theorem. Mind it, you guys, if you just master these topics, like proper strengthening of these topics is there, you will be able to crack 45 to 50% of the mathematics paper, which is mind-blowing. Now, once you're done with this list in phase 1, then according to the data, you can move on to the second list and prepare it in phase 2. This has chapters like mathematical reasoning, then you have quadratic equations, then you have straight lines, circles, area under curves, you have functions, complex numbers and probability. You won't believe that questions from these topics acquire almost 30% of the paper. That means if you just complete thoroughly, like very, very nicely, the chapters in the first list and the second list, then together that will enable you to crack 70% of the paper, even more than that, which is awesome. After this, if you are left with enough time, enough energy, and enough stamina, then you can move on to preparing the remaining chapters in the third phase. Now listen to me carefully, people. Of course, there can be 2 types of situations, that either a chapter is your strength or you are weak at it. But if you are weak at any of the chapters which I mentioned in the first list as well as the second list, then instead of getting scared of it and skipping it, decide to sit with it, diligently invest time in it and make it your strength, convert it into your strength. And how exactly can you do that? The first step is start with your session notes or your class notes. Go through them very rigorously. And whenever you get stuck, wherever you get confused, ask doubts. Then and there, do not delay it and don't shy from it. Second, go through a lot of solved examples. Spend time with them. Solve them by yourself in the notebook. If you get stuck, you can any day look at the solutions. So you are spending time with solved examples to increase your confidence on that topic. The third step is go to the module or any assignment that you've got from any of the institutes that you are, joined to. After that, you have to go to the PYQs. You can either solve topic-wise PYQs or chapter-wise PYQs, but nothing better than that, guys. It will give a finishing touch to your preparation of that particular chapter. You will not just feel confident on that particular chapter, but you will also fall in love with it. And that's what we want. That's what we mean by converting weaknesses into strengths. Now, the second point is measure your progress, people, because if you can't measure it, you can never ever manage it. Instead of being emotionally attached to your preparation, be practically involved with it. From time to time, track how much syllabus you've completed. Track how much effective preparation is done till now. Track what are your strong areas on which you have to play your game on the D-Day. Track which are your weak areas on which still you can improve and better your performance. Accordingly, manipulate your strategy, devise a personalized plan and work on it. See, it will definitely happen that from time to time you will have to make certain tweaks in your plan, and that is very, very important. You have to do that because at the end of the day, that will show you progress. Understand guys, it's not just enough to feel progress. You have to see it in order to believe it. The next point is taking mock tests. If you are someone who feels I'm going to complete my entire syllabus and then I'm going to sit for mock tests, you are committing a huge crime. Because mock tests are game changer guys, and you should be mature enough to realize the importance of taking mock tests. It's high time you must prioritize giving mock tests regularly. A good idea is once a week. Now, what are the advantages of taking mock tests? Number one, it's a fantastic tool, one of the best tools for revision. Number two is that when you sit to take a mock test in a limited time slot of 3 hours, you master the art of balancing between speed and accuracy, and this is hugely responsible in maximizing your score in the D-Day. Point number three is you learn how to tackle exam pressure. Of course you will feel anxious, of course you will feel stressed, but as you keep taking mock tests, more and more mock tests, you learn how to manage that stress and not let it hamper your performance. Next is that you polish your exam taking strategy. You learn how to filter out the easy, straightforward, formula-based direct questions in the first go. Then in the second round, move on to a little lengthier questions. And then in the third round, attack or target the harder questions. Last but definitely not the least, you build stamina to sit for that 3-hour time frame without getting tired, without losing your temperament, with a strong control on your nerves. The next point is time management. Oh my God, time. I won't say it's the main thing because it's the only thing. You know, if you want to maximize the use of the remaining time, then what you must do is make a personalized, a realistic timetable for yourself. You know, a schedule which is written in utmost detail. For example, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. you're going to study mathematics, within which you'll study complex numbers, within which you'll study, let's say, cube roots of unity, of which also either you're going to spend time with the theory or solve questions. If theory, then what resource are you going to refer to complete the theory? What notes you're going to refer? If questions, then how many questions? From which book? If PYQs, do you still have the questions with you? Are they kept handy? Right? How many questions will you target? 30 questions, 50 questions? Everything should be planned in detail so that it's a no-brainer for you to follow it when the time comes. And you must commit yourself to follow it damn strictly. That is exactly what will bring the changes that you want to see in your preparation. Also, people, please make sure that each and every day you are devoting a good 6 to 8 hours to your focused, undisturbed, undistracted self-study. And one more thing which you must make sure is that this 6 to 8 hour slot, you can either adjust in 9 to 12 or 2 to 5 time slots. If that's not possible, now I'm asking you to adjust in these 2 slots because those are the slots available for JEE main exam. But if somehow you're not able to do that, at least make sure that you are not sleeping in these 2 slots, guys, because we want to be extremely active on the D-Day if you get any of these 2 slots. All right. Next point, very important, guys, take sufficient breaks. You know, in this game of clearing the JEE exam, everyone needs break to refuel, to recharge, and then bounce back. Come back with full throttle. Why? Because our brain is nothing but a muscle. Of course, if you wanted to perform better, you need to train it, right? But if you wanted to perform continuously better for a very, very long time, you need to give it recovery breaks as well. Similarly, your body is a machine. From time to time, it demands oiling, it demands servicing. That's why please take sufficient breaks. You can engage yourself in any form of recreational activity at that time, be it playing a guitar, going out for a run, playing some sport, or simply taking a 20 to 30 minute nap. It's going to work wonders for you people. It will increase your productivity and will make you do more work in less time. Last but definitely not the least is stay motivated. I completely understand that there are moments when you feel low and not at all motivated to continue your journey, right? But you know what? When motivation fails, discipline kicks in. Your timetable, your schedule should be very, very aggressively designed. It should be so well planned that your discipline, your consistency doesn't allow you to stop. This is what you have to make sure, guys. Just keep talking positive with yourself. Believe in your efforts, your honest hard work, and you will get to your goal. Remember, people, your only limit is your mind. On this note, it's me, Bhoomika, signing off. Thank you and take care.